at some point in your life, you will fail at something. Maybe even various times you fail more often than you succeed. Accept it. You will lose. You will embarrass yourself. You will suck at something. There is no doubt about it. Sometimes we get stuck though. We get stagnant. We get complacent. We lose that fire, that passion. Because we forget our vision. We forget our goals. We forget our dreams. You've got to water your dreams. You've got to think your dreams. You've got to live your dreams, speak your dreams, dream your dreams. And then again, water your dreams, and boom, they become your reality. But all of a sudden, we forget this and circumstances take over. The world might not say you're okay yet, that you might not be allowed to yet. Don't wait until they tell you you're ready. Remember not to stop. Remember not to pause. Remember not to hesitate. Remember to always get back up when you fall down. And if it's a new world out there changing each and every day to me, then it's gotta be a new world out there to you. And you only live once, YOLO. So do what you do passionate about. Take chances. Do what you love to do in life. Do what no one else is doing. Take risk. Don't even bother asking if it's okay. Don't bother telling the world you're ready. Show it. Do it. Do it with 100%. In order to achieve your goals, your dreams, you must apply discipline, which you've already done maybe, but it's gotta be consistency every day. Not just Tuesday, not just because it's Wednesday, every day. I'm motivated by fear. Fear of not fulfilling my own potential. Each and every one of us has a bottle of potential inside of us. We gotta twist the cap open and release it. Let our cup runneth over. I hate being scared of doing something. That is boring. That is stupid. I fear doing nothing. See, I gotta try again, fail again, get back up again, fail better to be better. You will grow through what you go through. The question is, are you willing to go through it to grow through it? To come out the other side, the butterfly, to be the caterpillar now that goes through a metamorphosis, a life change that comes out into something so beautiful. Let me explain something to you pioneers. You only have so much energy, Merkaba, so much prana, so much life force in your life, so much focus in you, in your life, and you can't waste it. You only have so much ability in your life to choose what you're gonna do and what you're gonna be and what your identity, show me your ID please, and what your self is gonna be. Sometimes you gotta get knocked down to really figure out what rock bottom is, to figure out what your fight is and figure out how to fight it, your shadow. Sometimes you gotta feel the sting and pain and suffering and the agony of defeat to activate your pioneer status, your beast within, to activate your real passion and purpose that you have been predestined to be here to fulfill. So you can't feel well and do well if you don't have good health, good mental health. You can't perform if you don't have these things. Your health, your mind, your body, your soul is valuable. Remember to put one foot in front of the other day in and day out. Take that first step and start walking. Sometimes you gotta crawl before you can walk before you can run. However the hell we got here, we were put here to be all we can be, not a fraction thereof. Pioneers, I'm there on a mission to make sure everybody in this world knows that there is levels to this shit and the next level is waiting for you. You can become that person you wanted to be when you were 10, 11, 12 years old. You don't have to let your reality take over. And all of a sudden you live this normal life in society. Some things that really, really matter to us, like love, joy, fulfillment, joy, love of life, self-confidence, a skill set. Any of these things, all these things take time. I don't care if you go up the mountain quickly or slowly, but there's still a mountain that you have to climb, and there's still going to be another one. You know you're going to get to a finish line, and we've all had experiences where we've worked on something, and we knew it was possible, and we did those things that were necessary to bring it into reality, and we took the responsibility to manifest it into our reality, our matrix, our realm, our life, our universe. We got to do this again. Responsibility is appreciation of the past. It's building of a lineage, a legacy. It's investing in ourselves to build our pioneers, to build our fortress. It's an investing into something we started to build yesterday, years ago, that we want to take into tomorrow and the future. Responsibility gives us freedom, and responsibility gives us power in our life. Every decision we make has consequences, has outcomes. Every little decision counts. You must work on yourself continuously, consistency, never be stagnant, complacent. Always know as you invest the effort and time in you, that's your greatest ability you have. There are going to be days where you don't want to do responsibility, and you just want to completely let go. But perseverance, resilience is what kicks in the moment you want to quit. It's what kicks in the moment it gets hard. It's what kicks in when your mind tends to manipulate you and tell you that you don't have what it takes, that you can't be a pioneer, a beast, a god, a goddess within, a king, a queen, a prince, a princess. Working hard for something we love is called passion. You already know that education, dedication, hard work, perseverance, due diligence, and perseverance, resilience gives positive results. Are you going to do them? Are you going to push yourself? If you are not where you want to be in life, maybe it is about time you started talking less and working more, not just your 9 to 5. See, there's more to working a 9 to 5, and then there's working on self. There's more to having a degree, and then there's working and knowing thyself. Work like crazy in silence, and let your success and actions show your noise. If you think that you're gonna go and accomplish something really special just easily, it's gonna hit that easy button and be given to you. If you think you can do it without working, you're making a mistake. I always believe that the bridge between reality and a dream is work, hard work, due diligence, dedication, blood, sweat, and tears, suffering, pain, and anguish. And those times when you get up early and you work hard and you stay late and you go harder than anybody, those times when you don't feel like working and yet you do it, when you're tired and you push yourself anyway, that is actually the dream. Rest at the end and not in the middle, pioneers. Can I get a hello? Raise the frequency, raise the vibrations. Put out love, put out gratitude. The road to power isn't just taking responsibility, though. Your heart, your life, your happiness, your responsibility, and your responsibility alone all comes in your accountability for your actions day in and day out when you're in this matrix reality and universe, when you're in this simulacrum. You can take all the credit in the world for the things that you do right, but will you own up to your mistakes? You gotta own and take responsibility for the things that you do wrong. It's gotta be a balanced equation, the yin and the yang, the black and the white. It's got to be duality that then transfers into trinity and then above. You are the leader of your own life, your own paradigm. Choose the hard path. That's the path that nobody has taken. When you get to the fork in the road, don't go neither way. Make a new path and leave a fucking trail. The path to responsibility will be hard work and little and small sacrifices for bigger and better things. It'll bring discipline, humility that will turn into ownership. And that ultimately leads to freedom, freeing your dome, freeing your mind. Success is a marathon of consistency while doubting yourself at the same time, while saying, I'm not yet where I want to be, but I am so much more than where I started. Allocate every second of every minute of your day, of your week, to your dream, to your outcome. Take care of yourself, your mind, because that will conquer anything else. Secure your legacy, your empire that will be known as greatness. Day after day, work out. Day after day, go hard. Day after day, be obedient to yourself, your mind, your success, and your outcome. And build a craft and skill and work it 100% to get you there. Something that you want for you, that's real for you, that's important to you, that will give your life some meaning and power, isn't just going to be given. I want you to be able to say something to yourself in the end that will be able to maintain a level of integrity for yourself and your discipline and your hard work, that when you say this one day, after you face tremendous setbacks, it will be a benchmark that kept you in the game, that will make you someone that's elected to the Hall of Fame. I cannot promise you that you'll ever be successful. Only you can do that. Only you can promise yourself that you will dedicate yourself to yourself. You cannot promise yourself this, but you can if you do the work. You can promise and know you actually did it when you look yourself in the mirror each and every day, when you show up every day and pursue it. More than likely because you already got there, because you already started, you manifested it, so you're gonna finish it. Getting there is the majority of the issue. The discipline to start, though, that's what you need. That's what you gotta focus on. The motivation to keep going comes after the action to start. So on the days you don't feel like it, when you know you need to, you have to, you got to, you can't quit, won't stop, gotta get it. Because when you understand you always have a choice to go from autopilot to decision maker to being a leader, everything in your life will change. Everything will come down to the decisions that you make. We all know what we want to do, we just gotta do it. It's the wisdom that urges us to instead use our pain as a multiplier to achieve success, to achieve the next level, to level up. Remember, pioneers, there's levels to this shit. The key to something more and success, something miraculously spectacular, is not a need, it's a want. It's a want to maintain and desire the path that we chose to walk, that no one else took. And we have the ability to turn that desire into a necessity. Do it regardless of however you feel, day in and day out. Don't say, I'm tired. You're manifesting that onto you. You have to start living your life in expectation. I am happy. I am free. I am ready. I am doing it. In order for you to have great things happen to you, you have to make it. You have to live your life in expectations of yourself to succeed. That's how you succeed. If you live your life in despair and anguish, that's what happens to you. In sadness, that's what you achieve. I don't know how you feel, but I know this. If only a thought could take an action and turn it into a decision, then you've really decided and took the first step. You did something. You've made your bed. You may lose less hours, you may lose less days with your friends, your family, etc. But I believe within all my heart you will never achieve if you don't spend time with yourself and work on yourself. And this is the only thing I'm gonna say. Whoever put us here, however we got here, we were put here to be all we could be, not a fraction thereof. Because what you believe in your heart and speak in your minds will eventually become your words and your reality one day. And what you repeatedly do gets ingrained in your subconscious mindset. And what gets ingrained in your subconscious mindset becomes an unconscious action and an unconscious activity. And I've always just wanted mine to be guideful, helpful, and nurturing to others. So I'm sending you all much love on this Friday, September the 16th, a day that leaves 106 days left in the year, drop to 0, gives you 16. Very powerful. So happy Freya Day Friday, the day of Venus. So I hope you're all doing well, wherever you are in the matrix and galaxy. Because you know what? I'm just trying to raise the frequency and raise the vibrations and send much love and high vibrations out there for whoever may be struggling in this life, in this matrix simulacrum that we live in. You know, remember, you guys, we were sent here for a reason. Be all you can be. Don't perpetuate somebody else's dream. Architect and manifest your own dream, your own life, your own paradigm, your own empire on this beautiful, bright, sunshiny day. There's no place I'd rather be than with the birds, bees, leaves, and trees. You know, I woke up like this, all magical and happy and shit. I'm feeling lucky. Raising the frequency and raising the vibration, sending you much love and gratitude. Take that and take that. Cause you can't stop this, you can't check me, I'm a millionaire. You hear me? And you are too. Let's inhale a deep, deep breath of that Merkana, that prana, that life force, that energy. And breathe out all that worry, that stress, that fear, that is false evidence appearing real. Let me send you all just Super Saiyan energy right now. We're out here just chilling in the matrix, plugged in like Neo, and I hope your day is miraculous. Say, I am gonna have a great day. Focus on yourself today. I want you to act like you've already manifested it. You've already achieved success, happiness, riches, realizing I create happiness, and I'm already wealthy. Wealth is health, and it starts from within. I want to share this very important message in this Hangout session. I don't know how long I'll be on here. This once in a lifetime thing that I've done to tell everybody to focus the type of energy you're putting out here in this world. Because we got a lot to talk about. Everything is energy, and energy can never be created nor destroyed. You're just a spiritual being living a human experience in this rental vehicle. And we ain't even had breakfast yet. Breakfast is breaking the fast, you guys. Breakfast. Break fast. You're supposed to work. Put your work in for the day before you eat your meal. And it's then again, remember how you break your fast. With living foods like fruits. The gods would call fruits ambrosia, the foods for the gods. And that's why you would always see a plate of it. Grapes and fruits and pineapples, etc. Start your day with living foods each and every day. And do the work before. Plant-based foods. Get back into nature. Connecting with Mother Nature. Guide. Pull your socks off. Connect your souls with the earth. The sun is called soul, and you have a soul. And those three are the nature's trinity. Get back into nature. Can I get a hello? I'm careful about that kind of energy I put out there in the world. And what I want to tell everybody about the type of energy that you put out there into the universe, it is powerful. And you should always be putting it within you, your universe. You are a world, a universe. Genesis 1:26-27 tells us you were made in the image of the Elohim. In Hebrew, that is God. Gods in plural. We're gods and goddesses with them with amnesia. And we got to remember that. See, in my great words, everything changes when you start to change. When you start to emit your own frequency rather than absorbing the frequencies around you. When you start imprinting your intent on the universe rather than receiving this nonsense from existence. Whatever you hold in your heart, you'll manifest and draw nearer to you. Those that like you, higher vibrational beings that will resonate with you. Everything is energy. Merkaba, prana, life force, this matrix. When I look around at it, people don't realize this, the kind of energy they're putting out there in the world. Following their TikToks, their WAP videos, fantasy football, screaming at television and players on a field. They're already halfway in the metaverse. You know, they're not feeling the life they're living, they're existing. And while you're existing, you're not manifesting. So, let me tell you this, pioneers, I'm careful. That's why I start my videos with the manifestation and the motivation and the high vibrations. Because I don't want no problems. Because I'm careful with my energy. I don't want it to be sucked by these soul-sucking vampires in this world. Energy comes back like a ripple wave, a boomerang. It's an echo, an emotional mirror. What you hold inside of your heart, your universe, your world is going to come back to you from this world. It's going to come back to you. Come knocking to your doorstep. Hey, did you forget about me? Haha. So if you put out hatred, you're going to receive hatred. But if you put out love and gratitude, you're going to receive love and gratitude. If you speak your truths, you're going to inspire others to speak theirs. Turn that frown upside down and smile. And tell others they're beautiful and that you love them. A lot of people are clout chasing. They want this social media fame, this limelight, lots of money, attention. You are money. You are attention. You are the limelight. You are the celebrities. P&B Rock dying lately and the Queen passing away lately. You know, sucking the energy and prana and life force out of everybody. Still wanting to give them their energy, and it's kind of got me thinking, you know, what are you doing? You know, are you going to remember who you are, a god and goddess within, with amnesia? Stop putting your energy out to the universe. We got to remind ourselves everything is energy, frequency, vibration. Nikola Tesla told us this. We got to be mindful of the energy that we have, our life force, the elements within, because it's going to meet us somewhere. People ask me, John, why do you always say I'm blessed when I ask you how I'm doing? Because I am blessed. What you say behind I am, you become. I am happy, I am healthy, I am knowledgeable, I am wealth, I am rich. I am blessed. I am wealth. I am hydrated. I am replenished. Tell your water thank you when you're showering. Tell your water you love it. You're 80% water. Treat your body as such. Write on your bottled waters that you are happy. I am cured. I am hydrated. I am replenished. I am blessed. Then drink them. Because what you dream, what you water, you grow. I do this. I come out here and I put all my energy, my Goku power, my Super Saiyan, Ascended Saiyan energy, and I do it for you. It's all about you, that good ass energy, raising the frequency and raising the vibration. in this hangout session today on Friday, Freya Day. The energy we put out there is the foundation of the empire we are building. And we're gonna live in our empire, right? We ain't gonna live in the apartment. What? Come on now. I'm mindful of this every single day, and I inspire others to live their best life, be their best life. They are Neo, they are Trinity, they are Alice in Wonderland. I know the universe is gonna send it right back to me though, and that's why people have inspired me so much yesterday to just be out here and inspire this inspiring message to you all about the energy we're putting out there in the world. Because it came back to me. What I love to do every single day came back. I embodied the energy I wished to receive, and it came back. I embody the experience I wish to receive in this world. And that's why it's been a game changer and a lifesaver in my life. So many times I see people faking their life though, putting out an energy that's not really them, being a false idol, worshiping false idols. But what they don't realize, that energy is going to come back and find them somewhere in life. That may be why they're feeling down now, and they may not be ready for it. But we got to purge that shadow and defeat that shadow within, that demon within. You know, it's not about wearing a mask. Ladies, take off that mask, let down your hair, be beautiful today. Fellas, be great, be the kings. Ladies, be the queens. Be the suns and the moons. Extract that energy from them, from Mother Nature. We gotta be mindful. What I want to tell you is about the type of energy you put out there. We never attract what we want. We always attract what we are given, what we are a vibrational match to. And that's the reason we gotta be mindful every single day of this fact. The universe is gonna send us what we are a vibrational frequency match to. Ask yourself this, deep divers and pioneers and warriors today. What are you feeding people through your actions, your words, your thoughts, your energy? Are you talking life or are you talking death? Don't live life in reverse, because L-I-V-E is evil. You know, if you're living in reverse, you're being evil. You gotta live to live. That's how you live life. Your word is your bond. Your life is your bond. There are so many people out there that have said things in their life and it ends up coming true because they manifested it. They didn't even realize it. They spoke it into existence. That's why I speak life into everything I do. I'm going to be here forever, pioneers. My words are going to be echoing into the lives of others into eternity. Because my words, I speak to the heirs of leadership, and they're going to lead and teach others one day. And I speak my words as if 1 million people are listening. The kind of energy, the kind of knowledge, gnosis, wisdom that you're putting out into the universe, you gotta know and look at powerful energy in these things and not look at lack. You gotta look at abundance. I have enough. You have complaining energy, lack energy. Life is shit right now. I'm tired right now. And then you have gratitude, love energy, abundance energy. Thank you, world. Thank you, universe. Thank you, God. Whoever you worship, whatever. Because we got a choice about what we put out there. You never know who's watching you. And even when no one's watching you, you have to be the best representation of yourself everywhere you go, day in and day out, every second of every minute, every hour of every day, every week, every month, every year, day in and day out. And that's why I'm still here. Because I'm putting out my true, authentic self. I'm being me. Just trying to inspire others to do the same. And what I want to tell you about the type of energy you're putting out into the universe. Where should I start? Because when you remind yourself, pioneers, you're going to have to keep it real with yourself, or you're just going to be fake with yourself, so others are going to be fake with you. Lies perpetuate lies. Negativity perpetuates negativity. A bad attitude attracts a bad attitude. Good attitude attracts smiles. They're contagious. Be you. Be yourself. That's what I'm doing, pioneers. And there's a reason why I don't show you my picture, the suits and ties that I like to wear to make myself feel good. Because swag stands for she wants a gentleman, and I swear I made that up. There's 9 billion people in the world, but no one ever told it to me. I never heard it nowhere. I believe I'm the first, been saying it for years. You know? It ain't about the Rolls Royce, though. I don't have one. But there's a reason why I don't flex, you know, and show my appearance. Because I want to speak out of my throat chakra. I want to speak my truth. And be the 5th chakra. And the reason why is because it's not important. What is important is the message, the words, the vibrations, the frequency, the energy. And this is how I attract great energy back to me like I did yesterday. Can I get a hello? Thank you, pioneers. And the people I spoke to today. Shout out to the pioneers. The ones at work. You know, you changed my life. My brother I spoke to. You know, it's all great energy. Because it was what I was putting out there for months and years now. The energy I sent out into the universe came back to me through my words, thoughts, actions. Because actions show your results. You know, I started a fire, and the smoke, it came. And we stayed warm during this cold December. You know, metaphorically I'm speaking. I know it's September. But we can manifest anything we choose, but we must be mindful that it's got everything to do with the kind of energy we're living our life as day in and day out. If we walk around with a frowning at people, bad attitude, that's the same life you're going to have and receive. But if you live your life looking in the mirror saying, I'm going to have a great day, I'm going to smile, be my best, do my job, work 100%, then come in, not kick my shoes off, get straight back to work doing what I love. Because when you're working for someone else, you're never working for you. Putting in 40 hours, 50, 60 hours at the workplace ain't working for you. You know? You've got to do you, be you. So pioneers, every day I say thank you. And I put out the energy. And that's why I'm able to say today it feels so good to be alive on this Friday, bright sunshiny day, Freya day, the day of Venus, the day of love, goddess of love. Be yourself unapologetically. And that's how you put out a better energy and bring a better energy back to you in this universe. You know? I love each and every one of you. So, let's go ahead and get started into kicking off a little bit of cryptocurrency technical analysis and just see where this hangout session of, I don't even know where this video will go. Just want to spend a lot of time with you today. Could be a 2-3 hour session where we speak just from the heart and our truths. And, you know, maybe speak about some messages that some pioneers and some appreciation that they spoke to me that gave me gratitude yesterday towards the end of this video. Who knows? We'll see how it goes. I gotta go get my son in a little bit after school, so, you know, gotta spend some time out there in nature and with life and family. But I want to spend some time with my family here and you pioneers. So let's look and talk about some things that we've been seeing lately with things in the cryptocurrency market. Let's go ahead and pull up some charts and look at Bitcoin and look at it on the weekly time frame. Remember, this is Friday. The stock markets are going to get ready to close for the weekend, and we know it will just be the crypto casino open on the weekend with institutional, unsophisticated retail sellers where anything can happen. We know we tend to, over the past couple years, have seen on Saturday and Sundays high volatility that just shows unsophisticated leverage traders getting liquidated or manipulated, or just selling in fear and panic moments around certain time frames and dates and articles and geopolitical things going on in the world, etc., where we teach our pioneers not to panic and pay attention to those narratives. So we'll look at Bitcoin on the weekly time frame, and right now we're just currently sitting there at around $19,661. So we have fell into a range where we've recently spoken about, which was this previous $19,666,000 top. Sorry. Wow, this candle that had a wick before this is a mistake, and I'm just finding this. It hit a high of $16,666.66 before hitting a high of $19,666 on December 11th of 2017. I mean, to find that in this decode, that's amazing to see where we're at. We knew this 666 number and range of 19,000 was very important in one of our previous videos, and to see us hovering right there below that and being there now on the weekly time frame, we got a couple of days left before this candle closes, and again, anything can happen over the next few days. The Queen's burial is getting ready to take place within the next 72 hours, all very important events where anything can happen because of retail panic sellers that hold cryptocurrency or Bitcoin or stocks, etc. Maybe a news article event could come out, or just see an event in the world that, you know, brings panic into these markets as well, that brings us lower to some of these ranges that we brought up in that past video that you see on your screen as well. The green ranges going by the key, the market compass, shows accumulation, and de-risking ranges above where we're at now. Not financial advice, but for those more sophisticated traders, our pioneers that are, you know, really developing their own skill and craft and executing these markets. You know, I've heard a lot of good things recently, so very important. But just this psychological $20,000 range, we know this is right below our 1993 previous Shemitah year that we've had on our 2-hour time frame chart. That's been very, very important, that we'll bring up later. But to see the weekly come back and retest this so far, is showing just when we zoom in right now, these candles are very similar in structure, but right now this is a bearish engulfing. But this wick is a little bit larger than this wick, so it did show a lot of buy volume come in the market during this time period last week for the Bitcoin bulls, the cryptocurrency bulls, pushing us up. So it's kind of just showing us a very symbolic as above, so below structure right here. But 2 more days, Sunday night, we'll see how it closes. CME should open, as far as I know. You know, there shouldn't be no reason, no holiday Monday as to why CME wouldn't open Sunday. So that's going to be very important to see where we are come Sunday evening, you know, around 5, 6, 7, 8 o'clock. You know, we'll continue to pay attention to this. So, you know, very important to just see us here where we talked about in our previous video. Setting right now on the weekly time frame, you know, we need to make sure this is a double bottom, higher, low reversal. But this is again a higher candle to the downside. Bitcoin falling right now. So, you know, on the weekly time frame, stochastic RSI shows a little, you know, it's getting kind of high, you guys. Could show some downside implied momentum. The RSI though is sitting at 34, so it's really in a almost oversold, underbought territory and could show some room for growth. So still got a good signal flip on the stochastic RSI, and the weekly MACD momentum indicator is still showing bullish histograms. We're just still in a negative territory though. So we, you know, want to see this continue to move upwards as well while we're setting this very bullish possible W-like structure and pattern. Clear neckline. This has to hold for Bitcoin. We get a break below 19,000, and this brings us down to those 17.5 and those 181, those 15, 13K ranges we've been talking about. So, bulls have got to show up here. We need this higher high in structure to come in within the next week or two. That would give us confirmation within a double bottom. But if this doesn't happen, the bulls could be in trouble, and we could see the bears pull us down, you guys. So let's look at a more zoomed in 2-hour chart that we've been discussing recently. So right now we have our low and a higher low so far being formed in structure. We know why this range was so important. We discussed it. You can see it right here. The penal code for murder. Bitcoin fell to 18.7, 187, a previous range where we were accumulating at near the 187th day of the year. This was a 62-day time period, and while we fell back to this range, and we know this queen was highly tied to this 6-2 number. When you type out queen, you get 62 and 26. Her inauguration to being queen happened on February 6th, internationally written 6-2. So we've discussed this, so very important. But we've got this low and a higher low being formed with this high that if you break down to the 1 hour time frame or even lower, I don't like to do this, you can see we kind of fell just dramatically, very fastly in just a dramatic fashion. And one thing to note is we started this, well, I don't even want to go back that far, you guys. We'll just continue to talk about what we were talking about. It was just a really quick, sharp 1 minute, $666 drop at 8:30 in the morning. That previous sell-off right here on the day that the CPI ratings came out, a day we prepared you all for. We know Warren Buffett, he was born on 8/30, August 30th, that 83, and we shared how Shemitah gives us 38, and the other way, the more Hebrew way of typing out Shemitah gives us that 83. I just didn't want to draw this video out much longer, and I just want to stay talking about technical analysis real quick now that it's on my mind. I don't want to get lost and distracted and confused and get into the minutia monotony. I just want to stay focused. But we set this higher low in structure so far, but the biggest thing is how we need to get back above this 1993 with a bullish back test and retest of support before moving back up. We knew that this range that we're just going to go ahead and extend out, we'll just do it like this. We know it's been very important. It's where our previous highs from our last breakdown came from. So until we can break this and get a bullish back test and retest of support as well, then, the bulls are going to get punished and continue to get punished. We need a higher high in structure, and it'll give us a breakout in structure if we break these ranges, and it'll give us confirmation of a double bottom and a potential higher high coming in the near distant future. Near the end of Rosh Hashanah, heading into October, even with all this fear coming out, every content provider around cryptocurrency putting out danger and fear, etc. With the 65 million people getting locked down in China that we've talked about, etc. Nonsense. Markets run on emotions, and they go opposite of what a lot of people think. The herd thinks we're just going to continue to drop down, while we've been pretty bullish since our 17.5 low. We've just consistently over time showed to hold multiple higher lows in structure. But until we get another higher high since our previous breakup structure that was from 25K that fell down 25 days into the time period of the Queen's death before it started pumping out into Mercury station and retrograde, things we've experienced and talked about, it's just all symbolic and important. But until we set that higher high, we're in a confirmed downtrend, a falling wedge. We had this falling wedge that broke out even after it fell lower, retested this very important trend line that we're going to keep, but we're still basically in a grandiose, larger, just macro falling wedge. If we were to extend this and change now live so you can see us do this and see where we get our most consistent touches, right there where we had failed support of this bear pennant that broke us down low into the Queen's death range, that 9-6 date, very important date, numerology. Bitcoin hit a 69K top, so gotta pay attention to the things that we're teaching here. But we had multiple resistance against this trend line that we just moved, and it's going to show us a possible range that we can come back down into throughout the period of the burial of the Queen, and some dates that we explained and talk about, may even talk more about today, the 17th, 18th, 19th, all being very close days towards the end of Rosh Hashanah and the Shemitah, the Jewish Hebrew New Year that leads into this year, the next 50-year biblical Jubilee that has everything to do with debt and finance and monetary and a restructure of the world, geopolitically, etc., moving forward. So remember this, you guys. Very important how we can just continue to see the bulls get punished right here on this 2-hour time frame. Very important. And if you're an active trader, these things you're going to have to just pay attention to. If we break this lower low though, we're going to fall back down to this 181 range possible, but there's a big black cloud right now. The Feds are probably going to raise the rates pretty soon, and they're trying to strengthen the dollar, and we'll, show you the DXY real quick. It's just continuing to pump up out of this grandiose, massive, multi-year cup and handle pattern that we shared with you. Cup and handle pattern from our previous highs with a breakout of a potential high of right there at around that 115. That very exoteric number that we've explained. Lucifer 115, Trinity 115. Remember, very important. But the dollar just continuing to get increased and by the Feds, manipulated by the Feds, we've talked about the housing markets, and they're comparing it to the 2008 Michael Burry crash and how the rates are at that same high. We've talked about a lot of things, how nations around the world are bracing for a potential sovereign debt crisis, and poverty developers within China are experiencing unprecedented liquidity crisis, and just powerful firms across Europe are warning about an unprecedented liquidity crisis, and how BlackRock says Europe could spiral into a very severe recession. And this is all being manipulated and caused by the dollar, and has been for decades, because it wages war and poverty on the other countries of the world that have been pegged to the petrodollar in this oil-based system that they're transferring us out of. Again, just like 1971 and the Richard Nixon shock that we've spoken about. So, just this very symbolic time loop, time period of monetary and things that we've been going through. So, DXY just continuing to be raging war, and it's all being caused by the Feds. So, they're dumping tens of billions of dollars into the dollar purposely right now. They want to unload about 2.2 trillion over the next 2 years, and that's crazy in the 2022 year. And this is designed to crush the markets. It's a controlled demolition of the economy to transfer us into this new economy, this new financial system. And they're saying they're trying to stop and control inflation that they said never existed, and then they came back and said would be gone by spring. Excuse me, let me get a drink of water. And you can never trust these puppets, these pioneers. Or not, oh, I'm sorry, y'all are pioneers. You can never trust these puppets that are controlled by a puppet master, the apex predator. You know, they're talking about a possible rate hike of, 0.75 basis points, or, some are even talking about a 1%, if they do something crazy like that, 1 whole percentage point, it could destroy these markets and wreck them, you guys. So we gotta pay attention to the 21st and 22nd, and we share for months and a year plus how the 21st and 22nd of every month brings a micro structure reset, recycle to the stock markets, the cryptocurrency markets particularly. Every month, very volatile time periods and important periods to pay attention to. So I'm watching what's going on. I'm not letting this harvest my energy. The most important thing is adding it confluence into how the work we do this. Paying attention to what they do to artificially, implode this existing system we've been in, to usher us into a system that we'll use for the next probably 100 plus years. So I think some people need warnings when this market is going to move, and that's going to be paying attention to the dollar and the increase in it. If it continues to just bounce off of this previous retest of the golden pocket of our previous high to low range, then that's going to cause a problem in stocks in the market. And when we look at same US dollar currency index, and when we look at some of the previous charts, this is, this 4 wave cannot go lower than our 2 wave. It really can't. A lot of people say it can't, go lower than the 1 wave, and a lot of these things are not always going to do exactly what you expect them to do. These are our chakras that we like to talk about, the do, re, mi, fa, sol, la, te, do, and we've fallen all the way back down to this, and every time we seem to do that, we do get a recovery, you guys. So that's something to very, pay attention to. We have seen this over time on the daily time frame hit these levels before, go way below them as well. This is a very important time period we're talking about. We could see something like this, the March C19 crash, very symbolic. But every time we get to these lower chakra ranges, very experimental TA, but we could see a possible bounce in structure. But we know if we come down here and set a lower low like we did in previous Shemitah years, like 01, 08 for the indices, we would be even setting a lower low going into these double eclipse periods that we've talked about coming up for the Dow Jones. So these are going to be indicators for what the stock, for what cryptocurrency is gonna do over time moving forward. So really want y'all to pay attention to this 2-hour time frame. S&P 500. Got a high percentage. We could get a fake out and counter trade it and break higher than this 236. But everything right now, besides the NASDAQ, that's just again been doing its own thing, getting constant rejections from the 702. I want everybody to be cautious of this. Could fall back down and hold support at 59. We'll see. We'll have to pay attention to this. But NASDAQ, again, rejections from the 702 previous Shemitah years shows a potential lower low in structure past previous data. That's what technical analysis is. So, can we see more upside for Bitcoin short term and get this higher high? It's gonna depend on the indices, the dollar, and what the Fed's doing coming up. So very, very important. We've warned of this meeting, this FOMC meeting, this rate hike. This decision is gonna decide where we go, you guys, because it's all pre-programmed in and baked in ahead of time. So if it's a high 75%, 1% basis point, we're gonna get wrecked, you guys, and we've got to be ready for that. Be ready to de-risk any potential between now and September 21st price rise, decrease, set stop losses, etc. They're purposely pumping the dollar, so gonna have to continue to pay attention to that. It will hurt us if we don't, pay attention to it. So we talked a little bit about Bitcoin. We know Ethereum right now, and the Ethereum merge is harvesting energy out of a lot of people, and they just want to talk about it. And it's like, yeah, Ethereum is getting wrecked. This could potentially break right here, you guys. We've already broke this trend line that, if we were to move into a horizontal trading range, from this previous top, and we can't hold this level where we're at, and Bitcoin rolls over because the stocks roll over, the dollar continues to pump, we're going to see Ethereum continue to fall down to this range, this horizontal range we prepared you all for, around 14. Well, we're at 14. We've shared that with you. Ethereum, it ties us into that 14. It's at $1,400. That's how we knew it could fall to $1,400. So very important. But Ethereum could continue to see downside. This merge is complete manipulation and a complete scam and security and everything around this total cryptocurrency that will succeed. Watch, it will be, you'll see fraud happen, literally. I'm not sure this merge will be allowed to happen or continue to succeed. Again, it's been talked about for 5 years. I've never seen it. I'll believe it when it happens. That's my attitude. And it's none of these articles or anything, has me focused on Ethereum. It's below these moving averages we talked about, below the 236, in a clear lower high structure showing a downtrend with clear lower lows being set, breaking our trend line that we talked about, and potentially going down to this $1,200 range and even lower, you guys, towards the end of the year. Things we've prepared you for. So while people are panic buying into Ethereum because they're afraid to miss out because they think it's just going to go to the stratosphere, which it could continue to pump up to around that $2,200 range that we spoke about again before the next eclipses, and we get our last de-risking opportunity. If this, like I stated before, was not the last time we see a $2,000 Ethereum, before we see a under $1,000 Ethereum again, anything can happen in the matrix. But people are buying into this cryptocurrency and putting so much hype into it right now, and it's like, are you serious? It's in a downtrend. Pay attention to technical analysis, and it's amazing how so many people say it doesn't work. They don't take the time to learn the craft and skill and understand it for what it is. It's more than just drawing patterns on a screen. It's, connecting numerology, astrology, ancient prehistoric teachings from an ancient prehistoric world, facts, figures, number, logics, common sense, just so many more things. This market was developed by some very sophisticated apex predators, billionaires, multi-trillionaires, and quadrillionaires that use these things. The average person that's viewing these markets and FOMOing in for the fear of missing out on these things that are getting wrecked right now, it's so mind-blowing to me that years and years in this market, the same people are getting, hundreds and thousands of views on their videos because they post a certain thumbnail of an O face, and it's like, it looks like they're, pardon my French, but sucking on a cucumber, and it's like they put these fancy titles and danger and warnings and just hopium, and it's nonsense. And the parasitic mindset that continues to fall for this day in and day out, just, it blows my mind. But to continue to see these retail sellers and panic sellers in the market over the last 8 months just get eradicated and leave this market, developing a more sophisticated market over time, has been something worth noting and great to see. So very important. Let's see where we want to go Next, you guys. I kind of been talking about the Queen, and I've spoken about it for 8 months, and prepared my pioneers since February and January for this ritualistic period to take place of her passing, and the mourning and energy harvesting of this event, and how we would see it take place, because it was her 70th platinum year jubilee in the 7-year sabbatical cycle in the Shemitah this year. And I did say I wasn't going to give any more of my energy, my prana, my Merkaba to this, this lizard, this demon, this whatever we've spoken about lately. But today I'm going to spend a little bit more time. Some people have been, inspired by the work I've done, and, it's really told me that it's really opened their eyes, the connections and things. And I just wanted to make a few more and spend some more time, talking about this and explaining this on, again, a more deeper, enlightening message. So very important we talk about this. We did again talk about this date of the Queen's passing, which was 9/8, and how it was the Virgin Mary's birthday in the year of Virgo. And when we connected that to Rosh Hashanah, it gave us the 18 days remaining on a day that added up to 59, which equals, tiger gives us 59 in numerology, and we're in the Chinese New Year of the tiger, very symbolic. And all this is shown in basically this will be the 4th video now, talking about and sharing some very deep connections with this. So just making these reiterations again, but this 18 being a very specific number, tying us into the Shemitah 18, or you are the 18, the 1 being the connection to source, the 8 being the infinity, the infinite connection to source, the cosmos, the universe, the higher power of God, or Yod-Heh-Vah-Heh, or whoever you believe in. But that 18, in Judaism symbolized life. It is called Chai. It is literally a number that means alive in Judaism. So something we've shared for months and months is just breaking down this number 18 in a very spiritual way. And again, we shared that Queen Elizabeth II, when typed out, gave us 108 in reverse full reduction. And we shared how this 108 number ties us into a word called Harshad, which means joy giver, and we know that she was a joy giver. It's things we've talked about, but it's the number of spiritual completion, and we just saw her ascend and have a spiritual completion. So, but one other thing that I did want to bring up about this Harshad number, when typed out, again, the Queen, she passed away on a date numerology 9/8 that added up to 59 in numerology, and this Harshad word, gave us 59. So she died on a date that added up to 59 in numerology, in the Saturn year, the sabbatical year, the harvest year, everything to do with Chronos and harvest. And she died at 96 years old. Harvest equals 96. She died right before the September harvest moon. So just very, very important. So just wanted to make sure you knew how connected this realm is to everything in life that we do. And I'll even be sharing a decode about myself, and how connected I am with the Daily Candle Close News, and what I chose to do, and how this code plays out organically in our lives as to why we see certain numbers every single day on a clock that isn't real, because it tells us a time that's a construct that isn't real, etc., all made by man. Remember that. So this is just the organic code of the Fibonacci number sequence, pi, these mathematical equations that are irrefutable, undeniable, and just play out throughout the life form of everything organically in this realm and world that we live in. So remember, we just spoke about this 98, this 9/8 date, and it's going to be a very important thing that we're going to be talking about today. This is again, very important. 8-9 date, or internationally written. Well, it's written 9-8 in America, but internationally written 8-9. 89 is the 24th prime number, and that ties us into Jupiter with this logo. We're in the year of Jupiter, the tiger stripe planet, because of the tiger new year. It's the year of the tiger. We're in the year of Jupiter, and the year of the Shemitah as well. So this year is all about the battle of Jupiter and Thor versus Saturn, Father Time, Chronos. So this date, when perceived and paid attention to, broken down in major ways, because numbers can be perceived in multiple ways, and it doesn't have a certain meaning, and it has your attached meaning and your meaning to it. But you've got to understand that there's a base meaning behind each and every number, and then they can be broken down by primes and perfect squares and integers and fractions, etc., and it gets very deep. So just have fun and pay attention and evolve. Don't emotionally let this royalty and monarch and PNB Rock and these events happening or that are about to happen harvest your energy. These apex predators don't know you, they don't care about you, and they don't care about your family and your wealth or your status in life. They're just here to harvest your energy, and that's why I wanted to bring this up again. It's not hype and fear and hopium or just conspiracy. It's just motivation and inspiration, and I got a life to live, and I want to prioritize that around this work that I do as well, and I know many of you want me to continue to break this down and just to continue to share with you some of these deeper meanings, and I really appreciate the inspiration that you've given me lately. So again, let's get into this. We've been talking about the Platinum Jubilee and Queen Elizabeth, and while we saw this latest ritual take place, and again, rituals aren't bad. Don't let that word and have a negative demonized connotation. You wake up, brush your teeth, and walk your dog, and go to work every day. These are rituals. It's not bad. You put that perception on it. But we know that this was the 70th anniversary, and we know that the Shemitah is a cycle of 7 years. So of course she dies in the Shemitah. That gives us 70. In a year that adds up to 5782 in the Hebrew year of 5782, because she is the queen, which is giving us that 22 as well, So the significance of my work is to help you learn how to decode and do it calmly in a sophisticated manner, so you don't get emotional towards this, because that's what's hard for people that are, becoming pioneers, divergence and glitches in this matrix, that are wanting to become a decoder, because it tends to lead down this path of anxiety and depression and being, angry at the truths that they find around certain people in the world, like these apex predators, or things that they just thought they knew in life that was just indoctrinated, and then they learned the real truth and it hurt them. When you wear a crown of thorns, remember, the more you learn, the deeper those crowns and those thorns dig into your mind. So I want you to remember that. So when we see these fake deaths and these energy harvesting rituals that is harvesting your energy, when you become a decoder, remain in a state of neutrality, love, abundance, so you can see clearly and decode without allowing it to harvest your energy, and you don't see it with the good or bad, right, wrong, evil. That duality consciousness is causing people to, when they start this, not be able to evolve to their higher self and understand that truth is always evolving. Truth is realizing how much we don't know. That's illumination, enlightenment. So again, this 9/8, this 8/9 date, it's, again, she died on this Virgin Mary's birthday, and it's all tying us into, her name was the head of the Commonwealth. And it's showing us, right here, why we see this. She was the head of the Commonwealth, over 15 Commonwealth realms. And again, she died on a date with a 59 and 15 in numerology, all tying us into the tiger, the Shemitah year. Okay, so giving us that 15, that 59, the date she died on, the Queen of the Commonwealth, head of the Commonwealth, gives us September 8th. You can see right there, it's exact position. Okay, and I've showed you this all before, this 76 and the year of the tiger. That's why we've seen so many events around celebrities, etc., and so many connections to skull and bones, known as the Brotherhood of Death, giving us this 76 in the 7-year sabbatical cycle. 49 is the square root of 7. Okay, this 202 dropped the 0 in the rules of numerology. It has no value. It gives you 22, just like Queen gave us 22. It's all right here, just like we've been showing you. So, very amazing. One more thing about Queen of the Commonwealth, or head of the Commonwealth, it gives us that 92 that we got in Shemitah. She died in the Shemitah year, 18 days before, on 9/8, the end and restart of Rosh Hashanah and the end of this 7-year sabbatical cycle, the Shemitah. So, very, very important, So, this is all happening again in the 5782 year, the Platinum Jubilee year. This 22 is the Master Builder, Master Destroyer, Architect number. And what's amazing, like I said, is that all this ties back into the Omega, and what we're witnessing with why these dates are adding up with numerology and by a code specifically for a way that we can all break it down is because it's alchemy, you guys, giving us that same 22. Very, very important. This is sorcery. This is black magic. Again, Queen gave us 62, and it's all black magic. Magic being spelled the more common way, the more common known way, but we know that's not how it's truly spelled. It's really spelled black magic, okay, because it's energy. Alright, giving us that same 38 in the Shemitah year, this 79, which is the 22nd prime number, tying us into 22, the Queen 22. This 26, we get in Queen. This 74, we get in energy. And that's why this video is so based around energy, same connections here. You guys, Shemitah giving us that 25. Why we see this year, this massive energy ritual harvesting that is watching this ritual is the death, and then ritual that ritualizes the body before laying it to rest, the transmutation state into a next level, a higher realm, from the physical to the spiritual form. So remember that, very, very important. That's literally all we're watching here. It's important that we pay attention to all this information that I'm giving away for free. Every week I'm coming out with something that's very long and very thorough, that's jam-packed with information that's coming back to this event. Even beforehand, I shared my National Preparedness Month video, and if you look at it and you see it and view it with a third eye open, you see that I'm literally speaking in this video about, the 36th week of the year and the angel of death, Azrael. And, it's why would I be bringing this up right before the news gives us this message? Because I have the playbook. I'm able to see the world from outside the firmament and look down on it. I've been here 400 years. I've done it over and over again. So I'm sure any of you that have been following along for a year or 2 or 3 now you're not surprised. You've seen this and the amazing connections we made that are irrefutable, undeniable. So, again, let's just continue to make connections. So again, what is 18 and why was it important she died 18 days before the end of Rosh Hashanah? Because 18 is 6 plus 6 plus 6. She died in the 36th week of the year, tying us into the angel of death, Azrael. Okay, Azrael gave us 36 when we typed it out. But 6 plus 6 plus 6 is 18. So very important that we, just bring up that connection. So, I'm just saying, of course she dies in her 70th year reign as queen, you guys. We all should have known and expected this, and that's why it's documented in my work this year for a reason. So, being celebrated this year with this purple, the 70th year anniversary, her 10th sabbatical year, it's all very important, Hopefully you're somebody who's interested in this and you're starting to see how this all unfolds and, connects to news and sports and, technical analysis and stock markets and, even your life when you, decode yourself. Hopefully this is, something that's been enlightening to you. So, remember, this Platinum Jubilee happened on June 6th, the banking holiday of Platinum Jubilee. So that June 6th date this year was amazing as well. It gave us that June, the 6th month. And I don't know if it was June 6th, the banking holiday, or if it was actually June 2nd, the 6-2 date. I would have to go back and research that. But that's had a lot to do with finance. And while we're seeing just financial problems and the stock market's doing bad, Bitcoin in a downtrend for 8 months, this is all perpetuated in this 7-year sabbatical cycle. It's very important that when we're decoding this year, we always consider this very important thing, this harvest of the land. It used to be the harvest of the land, but now it's moved from agriculture to finance. So we've got to compare that when we look at anything that we see geopolitically, finance, event-wise in this world. This is the harvest year. So very important. All right. So, let me look over my notes. Sorry, you guys. Get a quick drink of water. I want to see where I want to go with this. I had a few more things I wanted to bring up over this to just reiterate this. And, just be the last time I allow this to harvest my energy. So we'll start there. Again, we brought up how she died around the harvest moon. Harvest giving us at 93, tying us into Saturn at 96. She died at 96 years old. But that harvest full moon giving us a very important 201. And the 66 we get in Queen Elizabeth. The 69 we get in Queen Elizabeth. We know September is really written or known as the 7th month to the occult because they have and use what they consider to be the true calendar. They give us the Gregorian scam calendar. And September is septum. It means 7 in Latin. So she died on September 8th, 7-8. So she died on the harvest, around the harvest full moon. So very important that this is all just right here in our face. She died at Aberdeenshire, Scotland, I believe. And I'm gonna spell both of these wrong. Aberdeenshire, Scotland, again giving us that 96, that 93 tying us into Saturn, Father Time, the harvest, Odin, Kronos, the god of the harvest, and this 201 tying us into, this is where she died, and around the harvest full moon, the time frame she died, very important, This event 201 where they had the Johns Hopkins, Bill and Melinda Gates planned, simulation of a pandemic that happened 2 months before Corona-19 happened in the 2022 year. So the 2-2 and the two themes playing out there, Queen equals 22. So it's all very symbolic. But Event 201, if you don't know about it, go and do your own due diligence. We brought this up multiple times and talked about this, for well over a year now. We know they even did the cyber pandemic, cyber polygon, a 3-day planned event where they hacked everything and shut down medical hospitals, transportation, food supply, just energy and power grids and just all kinds of things. And then shortly after, we started seeing everything get hacked, the feds, the gas lines, the, meat producers, and just, a lot of things. So it's all very symbolic. We could see another planned cyber attack coming in the very, very, very near distant future, possibly. I wouldn't even be surprised to see an event happen this month, September, that you will remember where you were for the rest of your lives, you guys. And I've shared, the 17th, 18th, 19th, tomorrow, the next few days is how it's a very important time period. And then we know the 21st, 22nd, the Fed meeting, but the 23rd and 24th, right before the start of Rosh Hashanah and the Shemitah ending this year, you guys, those are very powerful days that we'll probably speak about in just a moment. But I've been trying to just reiterate, don't let what is coming harvest your energy and know where and what is coming. It's happening here in the world. That's where. And what, we don't know. But it's going to be portrayed on your news and all over social media, and everybody is going to talk about it, from your grandmother to your barber, etc. And know deeper the meaning. It has everything to do with this harvest year and this event. There's always an event, like C-19 started it. Now we see the Queen's death. That's not the one that ended. That's just a ritual. There will be another event that ends it. Again, we've talked about artists that are shutting down shows, thousands all around the world over the next few months. China locking down by 65 million. The railroad, they were supposed to be, going on strike today, and I've told some people this, and now they're talking about an averted railroad strike. They might be trying to push it off till October-November eclipse times period after the next elections, you guys. It's looking bad for some people, and so these events could be pushed back and not near the next week or the end of September. It could be around the end of October or the beginning of November, these eclipse periods leading into and creating a dark winter. So very important, you guys, very, very important that we pay attention to this. All right. We share a lot around the 322 and the 223, and the place of her burial site we know is going to be at Windsor Castle, but it's literally called St. George's Chapel at Windsor Castle, and it's giving us that giving us that 322, that skull and bones, just very important, irrefutable. We've shared multiple 322 connections around this queen, and while we see this, this news is coming from, the Brotherhood of Death, Skull and Bones, Order 222, Highly important. Just wanted to share that connection as well. That's going to be her burial site around the 18th leading into the 19th, a couple of dates that we've spoken about. The 18th, she died on a day that left 18 days till this end of the Shemitah year, the Jewish Hebrew New Year. So very important. It was 8. 8 symbolizes infinity, time, the Ouroboros, the life, death, rebirth, snake eating its own tail. This date adds up to 69 in numerology. Queen Elizabeth equals 69, you guys. She died at 96, as above, so below, and this date connects to a day that leaves 96 days left in the year. So this 1-1 again symbolizes restart, reset. Genesis 1, the creation of the world, let there be light when God spoke, etc. But New Year's, January 1st, the Greek god Janus gives us 11, the god of new beginnings, doors, gateways. So we're going to see something pretty amazing possibly around this time period. And it's not going to be what your news is showing. I'm just saying. It could be volatility in the markets or some very interesting event. This is a very interesting week and time period. This 7-day, time period before the end of the 7-year sabbatical cycle. All adding up to 7. 3 plus 4 is 7. 2 plus 5 7. 77. 103 is the 27th prime number. This is the 103 days left in the year. 27th prime number, it could be perceived as the 2 7s. Okay, so we've reiterated this. I know we've went over this, but I just want you to be in your crown chakra, your 7th chakra, and realize this. There's a lot more chakras, but just playing with the ones they give us, of course. The 7th. In the 7th year sabbatical cycle, she died at 96 years old. This very transmutaic 33 number. Even the way this word is spelled out in English gives you the 93, tying us into Saturn, Kronos, Father Time, the god of the harvest. She died in the 7th year cycle. So, just irrefutable the age she died at, you guys. Transmutation. A change of state, from one form to another type. Death of the physical to the spiritual. Just a ritual of grand proportions during the 7th year cycle. Let's see what that says. Tying us into Saturn, 73, the 21st prime number. They're going to bury her on a day that leaves 8 days left in the sabbatical cycle. This 80 breaks down to 8. So, pretty amazing. And one more thing, thinking about this. This 15 theme, she's tied around the year of the tiger. She dies in the year of the tiger. This gives us 105. Drop to 0. It drops down to 15 in numerology. So, pretty amazing. So just use your 7th chakra. It gives you that 15, 47th prime, you guys. So I'm just having fun right here. Very important, very important. I think I'm pretty much done with all of this. Boom, 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 boom. There's one thing I want to bring up around one more date, and that's going to be this 1117 date numerology. Going back to 9/8, which was the Queen's death. It's going to be a 70-day time period after her death. So very important. She reigned for 70 years, her platinum jubilee. This 1117, this is the 187th prime number. I thought I had that pulled up. It might be on this. just so I can show you all. But yeah, I did have it pulled up. 1117 is the 187th prime number. We know during this time period, Bitcoin fell to around 1870, right there around the Queen's death. So I thought that was very esoteric, and that's going to be a 70-day time period coming up on, right after our November eclipse. So again, I'm just watching this very closely as to what could happen over the next few months for cryptocurrency, volatility in the markets, stock markets, or potential events. This is a day leaving 3, 2, 1 days left in the year. Or it's the 321st day, that 3, 2, 1 go. And it's, leaving 44 days left in the year, a day that adds up to 70 in numerology, a 70-day time period. She had her platinum jubilee. She reigned for 70 years. She died in the Shemitah year 70. But this 44-day time period to the end of the year is showing me something special. And again, tying us back into the Queen, where she died, which was at Balmoral Castle. That was all she died, Buckingham Palace, etc. But again, tying us into Saturn 42, but there's 44 days left in the year. That's going to be an important day and time period to talk about coming up. So let's get into a little bit of cryptocurrency technical analysis. I know we've spoken about some, on the weekly time frame, the 2-hour time frame, a little bit, but I do want to talk a little bit more and just spend a little bit of time with you guys today. So let's get to that chart. All right, still want to see this weekly close holding above this 19,666, that 20,000 psychological range. That's going to be important, and that 1993 on a 2-hour time frame, that's going to be major to get support and a bullish retest above that. We've talked about that. So let me find my chart, you guys. Yep, that's it. So we've been talking pretty much about this trend line that goes back in time, and when we view this on the weekly time frame, we can really see this a lot better. It's just a multi going into a 10-year long trend line, and I think that's just very important. Again, I think this 69K top was very, very pre-baked in and manipulated, something we were able to prepare our pioneers for, because we knew we were in the year of Saturn at this time period, before January. January started the year of Jupiter, but we were in the year of Saturn. We know Saturn equaled 69 3 weeks in advance, because we knew the second, third, fourth week of October tends to do pretty good for Bitcoin leading into the November time period, the fourth quarter. We know this. History shows this going back in time when we look at the charts. And, Halloween is Bitcoin's birthday. So no wonder October is usually a bullish month for Bitcoin. So very important that we see this. It's just be able to prepare us 3 weeks in advance for a 69K top. It's just pre-baked in, manipulated, but we get the all-time high of 2017, a downtrend of these moving averages. C9 recently came back to the trend line back here in the previous Shemitah before we exited out of it, that led to a bullish rally. And I'm not saying that this is what Bitcoin could do leading out of the Shemitah, but anything is possible, and we could see something like this. Not hoping on, but just past data. But last time we touched this trend line, we tend to see a rally. Same thing right here, tend to see a rally. It started off of this wick right here, that led to a continuation and a newer all-time high for the previous 2014 cycle top before the only Shemitah year Bitcoin was in, and it was a bear market, not a bull market. So we've never seen Shemitah years produce a bull market, or Shemitah years for Bitcoin in a bull market. It's only had 2 cycles of a Shemitah year. So very important that we pay attention to this. So let's go over to the daily time frame. Let's look at this real quick and see where we're at. Something we spoke about before we go on the daily time frame. Yeah, this is, just this rejection up here close to this 200 simple moving average. Just, we know these are key levels that typically show bottoms of bear markets and indications. When we get above these and hold support on weekly, monthly time frames, that's very important. You ain't going to see it on the month, maybe the 2 week. Yeah, we're above it on the 2 week. So a retest, but to 16.1, something we've spoken about, bottom side of this descending wedge, falling wedge pattern we're in, but a low of 132. 132 is an acronym for 1, 2, 3, 3, 2, 1, go. We brought this up. So 2 week time frame for Bitcoin, not looking good, but still having a bullish engulfing on these candles right here. So as long as we can close this weekly, 2 weekly candle right here, smaller than the previous, that's showing at least continuation sideways, you guys. Possibly with a breakout out of this firmament and this, this firmament and this top side trend line of our descending falling wedge. So daily time frame. This is Mercury stationed in retrograde, still showing to be a bullish time period, setting higher lows. We've talked about this, just got to get back above these moving averages. Previous liquidity ranges, I'm not sure where that chart's at, right here. We're just digging back into this liquidity range that we can't seem to, get out of. Just showing great accumulation levels over time, though. Not financial advice. If we're going to continue to make this a horizontal trading range for a multi-month period with no euphoric or downside action, then, we can take advantage of these levels bouncing in between these liquidity ranges. We almost got back up to this, this 22.3, that 223 level. That would have been very key, a possible de-risking, or we did. But we almost got back up to this 233 level, I meant to say. So that was the last time we were, attempting to break out above and hold support of these. We broke out above, but we haven't shown a clear support of these moving averages, the 322, 223. So got to pay attention to volume on these smaller time frames and a lot of other things. Bollinger Bands. We're below the median. That's not good, you guys. Moon phases, the next new moon, which tends to be bullish, but September tends to bring a flip. The new moon coming up, roughly less than 10 days away, you guys, on Rosh Hashanah, the true first day, September 25th. So, that could be, leading into a bearish time period if the new moon's going to be bearish, because this September, August flip-flop in these moon patterns. Maybe it's bullish. We'll have to continue to see. Pretty bearish posture. Definitely want to get back up here to around 28, so around 21K. That'd be pretty good. And I said I was going to talk about the daily time frame. And I want to talk about it on this chart right here. I know it's going to be hard to see, you guys, so I'll zoom out and do my best, because we're going to talk about a lot of things. Obviously still are on the daily time frame, this 223 exponential moving average, which this is the 322 exponential moving average. This is the 223, that 29 to that 30, 31K, that 30K range is still possible, you guys. We can even go above these to that 33K we've spoken about. And to see that happen before the end of the Shemitah, over the next week, that'd be pretty amazing. But that would show consistent higher lows and then a higher high being set, breaking back above this very important bear flag in this hard line, and these moving averages. We would have to see heavy volume for the bulls come in. Daily time frame though, just really looking at this possible trend line retest. This is pretty indecisive right here. Just like this was indecisive and it showed a downside, same thing can happen. But it could show a retest up as well. We've talked about this. Weekly time frame shows a very possible bullish pattern. We'll have to pay attention to the Sunday close. So, pretty wild the timing of this and how it happened right here on a video I shared. Amazing. Failed to hold support of the 55 on the daily. Can't get above the 21. The 13's below the 8. That's not good. So that's very important. Actually, that's the 8. So yeah, just in full bearish posture. That 34, a retest of that to 20,800, a back test of previous cluster tops, which were all wicks. Could show us a breakout to a throwback range of 21.5. Could get a rejection from there and set multiple higher lows. We'll have to pay attention. But we get above this 22.7, 23K, that can be very bullish. 22.3 or 23.2, that could be, a mix up of 223. So bullish breakout right there. Just trying to share these targets all in advance, the dates all in advance, you guys. Let's talk about a little bit of XRP, and we've talked about Ethereum. The merge is fucking nonsense. It's a security. The whole kangaroo short shit show of XRP lawsuits is nonsense. Just daily time frame still bouncing off this 322. The bulls are killing it. The pioneers are killing it over here if they're paying attention to this very important range. But we got to get above this 333, you guys, and this 236. Got to see some moving averages start to get reclaimed, like this 34. This at 34 cents is where the 34 moving average is. That's my next key target for XRP. That could be pretty bullish. Not saying de-risk there. We know our de-risking ranges. That's above 36 cents. They're all up here. Don't pay attention to the fact that these two are green. They're just specific ones. 15th prime number and 42 Taurus into Saturn. These two had nothing to do with XRP, but all these red ones, de-risking ranges, has everything to do with XRP and why we claimed them. So this 1618 could be where we, that 46, 47, right there at around this 200 daily movement average. Is where we could see a potential pump, and it would look just like this. It'd be done. Very similar to what we see in the past. Very quick, you guys, over a span of a few hours. The whole time you're at work, it's done it. You get home, you missed your chance to sell. You gotta have limit orders in. 2-hour time frame. Everything's starting to slope up. These are running sideways. That's good. So we can tend to see these cross on the 2-hour time frame that would cross them on the higher time frames over time, with consistent smaller time frame crosses. So yeah, 2-hour time frame. That looks like where we're going. That 34 cents. That 223, 322. Previous cluster highs could be again lower high. Pay attention. It could bring us right back down to below. We short below, not financial advice. Especially if we get a push and a bearish retest that we know we're going back down. yeah, we could be going right there to that 34 cents, you guys. Possibly even as high as that 36-cent range that we've spoken about. That 36-cent even would put you right there at around what is considered to be our 0.5 bit. It's not uncommon to get a rejection from there, but if we can reclaim that, we can go to the golden pocket at 38 cents. And we're in the 37th week of the year, coming up on the 38th week of the year. Shemitah equals 38. This will be the week that the Shemitah ends. All very important. Potential 38-cent XRP coming in the near distant future to a wallet near you. Not financial advice. So with all that being said, you guys, we've spoken about a lot of, just very important things, and I just want to continue to send high love and much vibrations out to the world. And I appreciate the things that I've heard from a lot of you lately. People that have, recently gave me corrective criticism and said that there's, it's just not for them, that they're not interested in that type of deliverance. But at the same time, I've had multiple people yesterday tell me that this is what the world needs more of today. And, that's inspiring, that's humbling. So shout out to the pioneers and anybody in life that, have reached out to me lately, especially, since my channel has become to grow a little bit, since being able to share with you all how we would see this queen pass this year, in this very special year that's leading into a year that could change our lives forever. The next 2 months could perpetuate our futures over the next 6, 7 to 50 years. And some people are in for a rude awakening, and I'm just here to try and guide and enlighten and bring out the best in each and every one of us. So with all that being said, you guys, take care and God bless, and have a good day. But pioneers, rise and build your fortress and build your legacy.